Let me tell you a story about trauma, okay? And before I go into my story, I'll tell you a little bit about me and my upbringing. So my father, I grew up in a community that it takes a community to raise a child. And mine was, I'm from a Christian background, right? My father lived his life to the teachings of the Bible, and he tried to raise his children with the same belief, but he never imposed his belief on us. Because, for example, as I was telling somebody, one of the things is like a whistling woman and a crowing hen is an abomination to the Lord. I could not wear pants. I could not dress like a man. So I grew up with 7 brothers, but I was not allowed to dress like a man until I was able to buy, say for example, buy material for my brother to sew pants for me. So nothing was imposed on us. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the gist of my story. So I remember when my father could balance the broomstick on his finger. Yeah. My father was one of those petite men. He wasn't big, like, because I come from a family of my grandmother was probably about 6 foot tall, and I understand my grandfather was the short one. I always thought my grandfather was a black, but then my auntie told me before she passed that no, my grandfather was a red-skinned man. Yeah? So the gist of my story is I grew up, past Bible knowledge before I went to secondary school because of the teachings of my father. And my life was to take a turn for the worse. My father beat me one time for swearing, because my father was like this, right? If my father make after you to beat you and you run and you get away, he's not chasing you. On the other hand, my mother would save up the beating. So when she catch up with you, get everything in one. So it might as well just stand up and take it. Yeah. I laugh sometimes, because I grew up with mixed emotions. I was a carefree girl, tomboy, anything my brothers could do. You bet I'm going to do it. I'm going to climb the breadfruit tree. I'm going to jump on the bicycle from the top of the hill, and it don't stop till it reach the street mouth. That was me. And then puberty came, and with puberty, all sorts. So by the time puberty, I had gone on trouble titty. People don't understand my wicked sense of humor. People had gone on trouble titty, yeah? No, this young man didn't rape me, no. It was my brother's friend. Mom had gone to town and left me. And this young man came, and one thing led to another, but that put me off sex. So that's why I'm the way I am. You see, I'm going in a roundabout way. The fact that I'd gone and had sex very young, and it made me sick. I don't know what caused me to become sick. So it put me off having sex for a long time afterward. And that's the same way I am. Yeah? I haven't had sex since before my husband, because my husband was an older man, and when things gone, things gone. And I'm still keeping myself intact for whoever else is going to come along. I'm not ready for that yet. Anyway, so my father beat me one time for cursing bad word. because I run. But then my father took sick. And everything that I had learned, considering one of my auntie had died from, she was fasting. So then the principles of God and God's love and outreach got to me, because the fact that my father was sick from a very early age. My father was sick for over 10 years. He died at age 62. I remember the days my mom, any remedy that my mom heard about, my mom was going to get it. Love is something, I'm telling you people, love. I know love from my parents. There was love and respect from my parents, and that's what I expect from any man I'm going out with. As a result of what happened to my family, disability and poverty, I began to question God. But that didn't say I gave up on my Christianity. I still believe. I'm trying to tell you how trauma, the impact of trauma. I think throughout my father's sickness, I was burdened down. I became a teenage mother, and then my son was misdiagnosed as being deaf and dumb, and the stigma and the labeling. It wasn't easy. But I persevered, And I said trauma. My uncle was chopped up in his yard. Another one was shot. My brother was there, and all I went through. And I didn't let it get me down. And to know that I came to this country, and each time I have a bereavement and lose, the trauma lifted up itself again. Yeah? In the first instance, I never resorted to swearing. But in this last instance, I'm telling you, I've been provoked so much. Probably if I didn't swear, I'd probably ended up doing something really bad to people, especially on my birthday. And the videos are out there anyway. I'm just trying to keep myself, because I'm in this little cubby hole. Yeah, the social worker said she was off sick and she would call me. I haven't heard anything. I have another appointment for the 1st of December. When will they take me out here? I have no warm clothes. This sheet, see, somebody bought me this. I have to put this. This is hospital clothing, so I have nothing. Basically, I have the one shoes under there, and I'm trying to survive. I want to get my life back together, so I'm going places and doing things. But how can I do that if I'm just have that? I went out and bought that trousers. Yeah. And then whatever little I have left on social media, YouTube, Instagram and TikTok, they're giving me a hard time, because Facebook has taken everything, LinkedIn has taken everything. I don't have access to Twitter, although they blocked me out. And it's just one thing after another. Luckily for me, I set up a fundraising page. And I was here earlier on trying, because I didn't put my details in. So hopefully now, let's see who is going to help me. It's not fair, but I can't give up. And that's why I do what I do, and I write what I write. And I'm going to read this to go with that, because it's in the Bible. Yeah. I think I should leave this because it's coming up to 10. But you will see this. Yeah. For those who think they can tamper with a strong woman. Yeah. A strong woman.